Howdy folks, hope this is recording cleanly, and welcome to Cats. That's Akazuki. Picking this exact moment to play with that. Alright. Don't worry, we'll cut that bit out. Wait. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. She's not going to do it. Right, yes. Welcome to a video that I'm calling Workshop Wednesday, even though I'm not actually going to be making or painting anything. Instead, because it's probably been a year. I mean, we had the whole thing with moving into the new place and blah blah, and then getting the recording studio / workshop, and there she goes. Recording studio / workshop build. But I've got no more excuses. It's all done now. I just need to get the motivation to start on actually painting and modelling something, and that's where you lot can help, because I've got a selection of stuff because I'm not getting any more stuff until I've made some effort on the stuff that I have that's undone, and there's a lot. Right? I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Well, it's not that bad. I've seen some piles of shame that dwarf mine, but mine's bad enough, and I really do need to start working on it. And I've narrowed stuff down to a short list, and you can help me choose, because I've got my 2-week Christmas break coming up. I think starting on the 18th until the 2nd of January, and I'm planning to get something done, at least one, maybe more. And this is where you can come in and help me choose what it is that we do. Yeah, I'm feeling kind of cross-eyed now because I'm looking at the monitor, which is there, even though the lens of the camera is there. You wouldn't believe I do this for a living, would you? So, what do we have? Well, I've narrowed it down to one of 4 things. Let's take a look. So, here's the short list. 2 alien-inspired things, 1 sort of Royal Navy service-inspired thing, and then a sort of medieval townhouse. Let's take a quick look. This is I actually got this from Etsy, and it wasn't that expensive. It's a fiberglass mould, surprisingly well detailed fiberglass mould of an alien head, which I've been itching to get painted. I mean, it looks all right unpainted, but it badly needs a paint job. Because it's fiberglass and not 3D printed, as you can see, it's hollow, so it's very light. It's the details are very, very smooth. I do have some 3D printed stuff, and sometimes there's a lot of unwanted surface texture on 3D printed minis. That's not the case with fiberglass. In fact, I've already sanded out any imperfections, and there were very, very few. So it just needs priming, and then I'll crack out the old airbrush and start painting it. The biggest challenge with this isn't so much the large surface area, is just trying to make it look interesting, because I don't want it to just be black. Anyway, moving on. This, from Takom, are the 2 surface-to-air missile systems that were in use during my time in the Royal Navy. The Seadart and Seawolf missile systems. The Seadart being the long-range surface-to-air missile used by the Royal Navy, and the Seawolf being the short-range, very short-range, only had a range of about 5 kilometres, sort of last-ditch missile defence systems. But the Seawolf being astonishingly accurate, and the Seadart being very good when it was introduced in the 1970s at shooting down high-flying, slow Tu-95 Bear bombers. Not so hot against sea-skimming missiles like Exocets. Next up, more aliens-inspired stuff. Well, not aliens-inspired, it is an alien. This was another one that I got from Etsy for a very reasonable price. This one is 3D printed. So there's going to be some surface prep work required, but there is an astonishing amount of detail on this. As you can see, it's sitting posed in the fetal position, and then it will mount on the stand over there to the left. Again, same issue as with the alien head. Trying to make it look interesting so it's not just all shiny black. So that one's going to have its own challenges. And then finally, and I think probably the most interesting piece here, Medieval Townhouse 3 from, I think it was Tabletop World. I believe
I want to say they're a Croatian company, but I'm not entirely sure. They're definitely from somewhere in the Balkans, and I got this on one of their recent Kickstarters. They're quite famous for doing resin scenery for tabletop wargaming, role-playing games, or, as in my case, just painting and looking pretty. As I said, I got this from the Kickstarter that they ran to fund the production of this particular piece, but you can now get it from their store, and it's not that expensive. €63 is the current price. Also, as you'd expect from a resin cast, the detail, I mean, as you can see from these close-up shots, is absolutely astonishing. But unlike as you'd expect from a resin cast, particularly if you get your resin from places like Forge World, it all fits together. I know. What a shock. And I say it all fits together because it breaks down into a number of different pieces. There's also a separate bag full of little bits and pieces like the window shutters, the chimney stack, the lanterns. But you can also use it for tabletop role-playing because each floor, of which there are 3, is its own separate piece. And it's detailed on the inside as well. And they also sell furniture, which you can use to build up a role-playing environment on the inside for your tabletop role-playing games. They do a huge range of medieval buildings like this. You could absolutely spend a fortune on their web shop if you were so inclined. I don't intend to. I just saw this on their Kickstarter and thought it looked amazing. I must have it and paint it. And because I got it from the Kickstarter, I also got the doghouse, complete with the doggy. This was the Kickstarter reward. There were a whole bunch of other stretch goals and so on, which I wasn't that interested in. But I'm definitely getting that. Oh no, where's the doggo? There it is. So that's pretty cool. Actually, speaking of pets, somebody seems to be very interested. Akizuki, what are you doing? Cats. So, those are my choices. 2 different types of alien. 1 alien head, 1 alien statuette. The medieval townhouse or the Seadart and Seawolf missile systems. This is your chance. Pick one. Please just make it 1. I mean, I might get more than 1 done, but I know what I'm like. I doubt it. But this is your chance to see, to choose what's going to happen in the next episode of Workshop Wednesdays, which may or may not come out on a Wednesday. But it's probably something that's going to happen over my Christmas break. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.